It concerns a trial we've been involved with.
Listen, sorry, son. I'm a little busy.
तो
I
नमस्कार
don't know if I
दोस्तों,
can take a
स्वागत है
rush job
आपका।
at the moment. We aren't even in Kawacha right now.
अभी अभी हमने स्कूल की
Actually,
स्टोरी
I'm in
कंप्लीट की
Yokohama.
है और उसको क्लियर कर दिया है। जैसे मैंने आपको बोला था,
I'm helping
कोर्ट वाला
Suvir
फंडा भी
out with a
शुरू होने
case for
वाला
his
है,
new
तो
agency.
वहाँ से कॉल आ
We're on
चुकी
site
है।
right now at
तो
Serio High School.
मिस्टर याग्मी के पास कॉल आई है, जो अभी डिस्कस चल रहा है स्कूल का,
Sorry, son. You there?
वो
Xavier
निपटारा
High,
हो गया है।
somewhere near Ichincho. Is that the school?
हैव यू
Have you
हर्ड
heard of
ऑफ
it?
इट?
A college-age student teacher from that school went missing about 2 months ago.
ओके,
It was all very sudden.
जहाँ तक मैं सोच रहा था भाई, वैसे ही गेम प्ले
I
हो रही
think I
है।
heard something about that actually.
इसके बाद अभी उसी
He himself was a Xavier High
एक्सीडेंट की
graduate.
डिस्कस
He
शुरू हो
returned to his
चुका है,
alma mater to finish
जो
his
2
teaching
महीने पहले
credential.
मरा था शख्स।
Just a sec.
अब उसकी
How do you
इंक्वायरी
know so
करते
much
हैं।
about this?
मज़ा आएगा
The
गेम
teacher's
में,
name is
बने
Hiro
रहो चैनल के
Michoshiba,
साथ।
and his body was discovered a few days ago. They found him in one of Ichincho's abandoned buildings.
Huh?
The body was badly
ये
decomposed.
देखिए रिकैप
But
आया हुआ
Kanagawa
है अभी।
police have just released his
अभी ये
identity.
केस चलने वाला है, इसको
Moments ago, in
निपटाएंगे
fact.
भाई। केस बड़ा
Moments ago.
धांसू है,
This is gonna end today.
झक्कास
Thing is,
केस है भाई,
someone else knew
और
Mikoshiba was
कहीं ना
dead
कहीं रियल स्टोरी
before
से
the police even
रिलेट
confirmed it.
करता है केस। भले ही गेम
A
हो,
sex
आपको लग रही है
offender,
गेम,
Akihiro Ehara,
बट
a
इसकी
defendant in
स्टोरी
court.
कहीं ना कहीं
The day
रिलेट हो रही है।
Mikoshiba disappeared, Ehara was arrested at the station for groping. He's also an active duty officer.
So you're saying he
रेप
committed the
केस
murder
निकल के आ रहा
too?
भाई यहाँ पे तो।
No. The victim was still alive while Ehara was at the station in Tokyo committing sexual
ओके,
battery.
सेक्सुअल
He
बैटरी
was caught and arrested on the spot.
टोक्यो
And
में
he's
भाई
been in
अभी।
jail for the 2 months since.
So if I have this right, he has an
Hmm.
alibi for the murder?
Right. But there's
But
more
there
to
is
it.
more to it.
A few days ago, someone lit flares at the location of Mikoshiba's
Okay.
body. It obviously couldn't have been
एरो दिया
Ehara,
हुआ था
so I
सिगरेट का,
suspect that's the real
तो
culprit.
सस्पेक्ट है भाई, ये बहुत बड़ा
But
सस्पेक्ट है
whoever
यहाँ
that
पर।
is somehow connected to Ehara.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's no other way he could have known about the body.
Exactly. There's clearly more to Ehara than an officer turned groper. More than likely, he's an accomplice to murder.
Okay. So do we have a motive?
4 years ago, Ehara's only son hung himself in their home. He was a student at Seirio High at the time. And the way Ehara sees it, his death was the result of bullying at the hands of his classmate, Mikoshiba.
You mean it's revenge? In that case, could he possibly have hired
तो भाई
someone else to
इसकी
kill the
कड़ियाँ
guy
ना
instead?
स्कूल के बच्चों
It's
से
highly
जुड़ी
likely.
हुई है। रिवेंज,
As for my request,
बदले
I'd
की
like to see
भावना,
what you can find out.
तो कड़ी कहीं ना कहीं स्कूल
Mikoshiba's
से
murder
जुड़ी
is
हुई
too
है।
suspicious. Up until today,
तो ये कड़ी
I
भी
wrote
हम
Ehara
सॉल्व
off as
करेंगे
just
कैसे
another
ना
train
कैसे
groper.
करके।
But he got arrested for that on the exact day that Mikoshiba was killed. It can't be a coincidence.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better alibi than being arrested for a different crime, right? Otherwise, the cops would have pinned him as suspect number 1.
But groping as an alibi? Why go to all that trouble? There had to have been a better way than that. I'm worried. As his attorney, I have to admit there's a chance Ehara planned this, which means I've made a critical oversight. Even worse, I let a misguided court issue a verdict. I can't allow that to stand. I need to reconsider both the harassment and the murder, because I think the truth is these cases are one and the same.
All right. Well, what can I do for you?
Can you see if anyone at Seirio High will talk about Mikoshiba? Right now, we need more information. And the first thing we should focus on is how and why he disappeared. That could give us a lead.
So, does this mean you're hiring me?
It does. Consider it an official request, if you would.
Okay, I'm on it. No better feeling than when the jobs line up perfectly.
तो भाई घुमा फिरा के स्टोरी स्कूल में जाके मतलब जुड़ रही है, और सिक्योरिटी गार्ड जो मतलब पकड़ा गया है वो भी, और
Ichincho, Yokohama.
यहाँ से शुरू हो गई
A
है।
harbor town rotting secrets rarely stay uncovered. The deceased was a student teacher who had vanished from a high school Yagami was investigating. Yet the linchpin to this case, a police officer named O'Hara, was arrested for a different crime, a train groping that shocked the nation. Upon hearing the verdict, O'Hara gave the court an ominous revelation, that the son he had lost was avenged.
इसका बेटा भाई लॉस्ट हुआ था, इसका लड़का लग रहा है मेरे को, जो मरा हुआ था, जिसका मर्डर हुआ था, जो जेल में है, और इसने रिवेंज मतलब बदले की भावना में आकर उनको कहीं ना कहीं
Before I go on,
ठिकाने लगा
can we
दिया
go
है।
over the
उसको
defendant's
पता चल
profile?
गया होगा
That way I'll have
कि
something to
ये
work with.
सक्सेस के पीछे।
Sure. Akihiro Ihara. He'd been stationed in Shinjuku and lived alone in Tokyo. That is, until his arrest.
Lived alone? Unmarried then?
His wife moved to Yokohama without him 7 years ago, when their son Toshiro started at Seiryō High. Toshiro-kun ended up taking his life in his third year. That's 4 years ago, if you're counting.
And the couple never reconciled, huh?
Apparently his wife wanted nothing to do with him from that point on. That's it for personal details.
All right.
As for the charge, Ihara's maintained his innocence. We've had no luck getting him to budge. Mind you, the prosecution has plenty against him. Security camera surveillance, eyewitness footage, even trace evidence gathered on scene.
The same footage the media was plastering on TV?
Yes, although some of it was edited for privacy or length, but it painted a clear enough picture.
Hard to dispute something you can see right in front of you.
True.
And what about when they handed down the verdict? Ihara flew off the handle or something?
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Your Honor, in a warehouse, about 3 days ago, a body turned up in Yokohama. The body belongs to a guy named Hiro Michoshiba. 4 years ago, this man took my son from me by driving him to commit suicide.
Ihara seemed convinced that Michoshiba had bullied his son, and to get his justice, he even took Seiryō High to court. However, the court ruled against him, claiming there was no substantial evidence of bullying. I still need to dig into the court record of that case to see if there's anything of value.
Sounds like I'm on deck then. I've got someone involved in the case right in front of me.
Who?
The chairman of Seiryō High himself.
Are you talking about me?
I don't know how you pull these things off, Yagami-san. But let me give you a word of caution.
I'm listening.
Mikoshiba's murder hasn't been made public yet, so please don't go around talking about it, especially at his school. The Kanagawa police will investigate the school soon enough. And if they find out everyone already knows...
They'd show us the door, lock it behind them, then probably charge us with obstruction.
Exactly. Oh, and before I send you Mikoshi...
What's that?
That means we only have 13 more days to potentially file an appeal. If we don't make our move, Ihara will walk out of court with a sex offense charge and a minor slap on the wrist. And once his case is closed, it would take a miracle to get it reopened, even if there had been a critical oversight.
Right.
I'm sorry to give you a time limit instead of a viable solution.
Don't worry. I'll have to make do. For now, let's just keep in touch.
Thanks, and good luck.
Yo, what was that about?
तो भाइयों बहुत बड़ा झमेला है,
Sorry. Give me one more sec.
उलझा हुआ है एक दूसरे से सिस्टम। गुड शोरी सेंड दैट अ पिक्चर हीरो मिकोशिबा। ये भाई जो उसकी पिक्चर है जिसके साथ एक हादसा हुआ था और सुसाइड प्रमाणित किया हुआ उसको। दिस इज़ द गाय एरा सेड वुड बी फाउंड डेड। ये मिला था हमें डेड। तो ये एक्चुअल फ़ोटो उसकी ये है, इस शख्स की है, और जो जेल मतलब कोर्ट के अंदर है शख्स वो इसके शायद फादर है। ठीक है, तो इसके फादर है वो, और बहुत बुरी बनी है उसके फादर के साथ, तो स्टोरी बहुत अच्छी है। और
Actually,
अब इस स्टोरी में
Kaiju-san,
इंटरेस्ट
can you
आने
fill you
वाला
in
भाई।
later? I
कहीं
need
ना
to
कहीं
get some answers
स्कूल
from the
की
chairman.
कहानी इससे रिलेट करती है। ये चेयरमैन भी कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लग रहा है कहीं ना कहीं भाई मिलेगा उलझा हुआ। टॉक टू द चेयरमैन। अभी हम बात करते हैं चेयरमैन से इसी स्टोरी के बारे में, ये कितना कुछ जानता है। इससे निकलवा लेते हैं बाहर। अरे यार,
May I help you
हेल्प
with
यू
something, young person?
बिल्कुल कर
You
सकता
sure
है भाई।
can. Only thing is, where to start?
हैपन टू मी का सुबह। ओके, हम डायरेक्ट बात नहीं कर सकते माइको की, और देर नो हार्म इज आस्किंग जनरल क्वेश्चन अबाउट हिम। हाँ ठीक है। तो बड़ी मतलब शैनपत्ती से हमें इससे बातें लेनी पड़ेगी भाई, हमारी जो कहीं ना कहीं इन्वेस्टिगेशन अच्छे तरीके पे सही दिशा में चल पाए। तो कोशिश करते हैं, इसको शक नहीं होना चाहिए, कहीं ना कहीं ये भी रोल कर रहा है, मुझे लग रहा है इसी पे भी शक है।
Remember how you told me about a student teacher went missing?
Oh,
हम्म,
This is him, right? Hiro Mikoshiba.
हीरो में कुछ
how do
सीधा।
you have that photo? But yes, that's
दैट
him.
इज दैट्स जानता है
I'd
भाई
like to
इसके
ask a
बारे
bit
में।
about him in relation to a separate investigation.
What? What is it you need to know? Did something happen to him?
I'm afraid I can't give you any details. This request comes from a very close colleague. I'm sure you understand. It's a matter of detective-client privilege. I know that isn't much consolation. But if it's any comfort, I would never disclose anything about your case either.
But don't you see? Michoshiba-kun was officially reported missing. Please, can you tell me something?
I promise, I'll tell you everything I can when I can. But for now, let me ask the questions.
Very well. Go ahead.
I'll start with the basics. Mikoshiba-kun was a graduate here, correct? And that's why he came back to train as a teacher?
That's correct.
How long was he supposed to be here?
3 weeks originally. He'd nearly finished his time with us. But one day he simply stopped coming. It was as if all was well. Then suddenly, he was gone. Or at least that's how I'd heard it.
Were you two not that close?
No, we'd had barely exchanged a word since he arrived.
That sounds pretty standard for a school chairman. He wouldn't personally deal with any camp staff. जहाँ तक वही लग रहा है चेयरमैन हमारा हमें कोऑपरेट कर रहा है कुछ हद तक, बट कुछ बातें ये दबा भी रहा है गले के अंदर भाई।
Wasn't there a pretty dark rumor about Mikoshiba-kun 4 years back? Something about how he drove a student to suicide?
You mean what was dredged up online? Yes, I'm aware of it. However, in the subsequent lawsuit, that rumor was put to rest. The court found no evidence of bullying.
But you had your doubts, didn't you? So you called on us to take a deeper look.
Well, yes, but let's not get confused. The tragedy from 4 years ago does weigh on us, but we've washed our hands of the matter.
Well, you say that, yet I can't help circling back to the same question. Why would the head of a school hire detectives to monitor his students in secret, potentially even out of pocket?
Well, for one thing, it would reflect poorly on our institution were I to openly suspect our students. Then there's the issue of bullying being recorded and shared online. You know what kind of firestorm that can cause. I should mention, I'm the one who takes the fall for it. My own privacy be damned. So of course I would opt for secrecy.
That's fair. But what that still doesn't answer is why this is happening now.
I'm not sure I follow.
तो यहाँ शक हो रहा भाई, नॉट श्योर। बोल रहा बंदा समथिंग मस्ट हैव पुश्ड द चेयरमैन टुवर्ड टॉकिंग एक्शन अगेंस्ट द बुलिंग नाउ ऑफ ऑल टाइम्स। हाँ, बुलिंग तो भाई हो रहा है, परेशान यहीं से स्कूल से रिलेट है, कुछ ना कुछ तो छिपा रहा बंदा। पूछते हैं इससे। तो अभी इसके बारे में पूछें, इसके बारे में पूछें, बहुत सारे अपने पास प्रूफ है। तो पहले इसके बारे में पूछते हैं, रिवील द एविडेंस।
The police performed what's called a trace element inspection to prove the perpetrator came in contact with the victim. Even something as small as clothing fibers or skin cells can net you a big win at court. Not that it's a game, of course.
And how is this relevant exactly?
Oh, not a bad question, actually. I'm sure this was going somewhere.
भाई पूरी बॉडी
Were
की
your thoughts on
पोस्टमार्टम
that
रिपोर्ट
runaway
आई है
train
जिसमें
talk?
टिश्यू टाशू को लेके चल रही है बातें। और ये तो हो गया ट्रेस एलिमेंट इंस्पेक्शन रिपोर्ट। द रिपोर्ट ऑफ द ट्रेस एलिमेंट inspection taken from Akio era hands immediately after his arrest. The trace fiber detected on him matched the fiber of the victim underwear। कहीं ना कहीं विक्टिम जो क्रिमिनल है उसके साथ वो कुछ टिश्यू मान लीजिए या फाइबर मान लीजिए, कुछ ना कुछ रिलेट है। और पुलिस वालों को प्रूफ मिला उस चीज़ को लेके। व्हाट वाज दैट?
Could this be what riled you up?
But this is...
This is footage of Akihiro Ihara 2 months ago, captured up in Tokyo. The man was an active duty police officer, so of course it made the rounds in the media. But you already knew all that. After all, he's the one who sued your school on account of what his son endured here, bullying that led to suicide.
Well, that's undeniable.
And now that he's in the spotlight, any more problems at Serio would lead people to start connecting the dots. The police would dig up that suicide in no time. They might even reach the... I get the feeling that's why...
That's simply not true. At least, that wasn't my intention.
You sure about that? The thought never even crossed your mind?
Perhaps it did. The scenario you described was painfully accurate. Every time I saw Ihara-san on TV, I'd grow sick with worry that it could all boil over on us here at any moment.
I can assure you, Chairman...
In that case, you should speak with Sawa-sensei. She was his teaching mentor.
Her? Great. That's my luck.
See? I told you we should have stayed on her good side.
How was I supposed to know?
So, would you like me to call her back here?
No, thanks. I should go see her myself. Do a bit of smoothing.
In that case, you may want to go downstairs and see if she's in the faculty room. She should still be on lunch.
Perfect. I've got another chance to shoot my shot.
Sorry, Kaito-san, but I'm fielding this one alone. Tsukumo, you guys can clear out too.
What? You're benching all of us? Just like that? I don't...
If I had time to explain, I would. Just trust me on this for now.
तो भाई हम आ गए आई थिंक स्कूल की ये बिल्डिंग कलरक रूम है।
Did you need something, sir?
Oh, is Sawa-sensei here?
She
Sawa
should be
sensei.
back shortly. May I ask who's waiting for her?
Well, no one's special, really. I just need to have a quick word with her is all. Maybe you could tell me where her desk is?
It's right over there. The one with all the English books.
चलिए उसके डेस्क पे
Thank you.
चलते हैं भाई, क्या मिलता हमें क्या नहीं। हेड ऑफ द फैकल्टी रूम, ये है उसका डेस्क रूम। करते हैं कुछ इन्वेस्टिगेशन यहाँ पर, क्या मिलता है हमें भाई। सो दिस इज सेवा सेंसुई डेस्क। Mikosiba was under Shiva Sensei's supervision. Can anything here give me clues about him? कुछ ना कुछ मिल सकता है भाई यहाँ पर. Look for clue about Mikosiba. तो हमें मिकोशिबा से रिलेटेड करना है. मिकोशिबा है इसमें, नज़र तो नहीं आ रहा. फोटो ऑफ स्टूडेंट बट देयर यूनिफॉर्म आर नॉट फ्रॉम सेरियोवेट. कुड दिस बी सेवा सेंसी हेयर सर? वो दिखाई दे रही है मेरे को टीचर, बट वो लड़का मैच नहीं कर रहा. अब भाई लगते भी एक जैसे ही है. सो दिस सेवा सेंसी हाई स्कूल डेज. सर्च फॉर इन्वेस्टिगेशन कंप्लीट. ओके, ये हमने कर ली है.
What are you
अब
doing
बढ़ते हैं.
here? I thought
Oh.
you'd have gone by now.
Yes, well,
I need
I
to
need
ask
to
you
ask
a
you a
couple
couple
things.
Such as?
Such as how
जैसे
close you
कि
were to Hiro Mikoshiba.
What?
सारे के कान खुल गए भाई, सभी के.
I heard from Chairman Okuda you were mentoring him as a teacher. I
I
believe this
believe this
was
was
2
2
months
months
ago.
ago. बैठ गई भाई आराम से.
Why do you of all people want to know?
Did you notice anything unusual before he disappeared? Any sign of trouble he might have had?
I can't say for sure. He just stopped showing up one day. Really, that's all I know.
Is that really all you can tell me? Nothing jogging the memory?
I said that's all.
भाई ये तो भाई बड़ी कड़क है भाई, बातें पूरी निकाल नहीं रही जुबान से. अंदर से आवाज़ आने दे भाई. इसको थोड़ा सा सीरियसली टॉर्चर करना पड़ेगा तभी कुछ बोलेगी ये. Interrogating someone with nothing to go on, that's a very effective. Maybe I should come at this different way.
You know what? Let's start over. Why don't we talk about him as a student? You were already a teacher here by then, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Back when a student here committed suicide, there were rumors online about how it could have been caused by bullying. And Mikoshiba-kun's name came up as one of the potential bullies.
Yes, but those were just rumors.
So he wasn't involved in any teasing?
I teach English, and that's what I was focused on. So as far as I knew, Mikoshiba-kun was a good student with solid grades back then. And during his time in training, I was under the impression he got along with the students just fine.
He's not the type to bully then?
I would say no.
Then why would those rumors exist in the first place?
You're asking the wrong person. 4 years ago, the court determined this school was not responsible for a bullying-related suicide.
You mean Ahara-san's lawsuit? The father of the student who died and an officer in Tokyo? He was arrested the other day. Well, I'm sure you've seen the news.
Yes, but what of it? What exactly is the point you're trying to make here?
I believe Ahara-san still thinks his son killed himself because of Mikoshiba-kun.
Let me ask you something, Yagami-san.
By all means.
What are you trying to accomplish? Didn't you finish this whole business with the chairman? If that wasn't enough, you got security called on you. You clearly have zero regard for anyone here. You should have had the sense to leave long before now.
Believe me, once I learn what I need about Mikoshiba-kun, I'm gone.
In that case, you've already got everything you need from me.
One last question. You and the chairman both mentioned how Mikoshiba-kun got along with the students here. Anyone in particular that he was close to?
The kids in the basketball club? Mikoshiba-kun was in that club back when he was a student. Apparently, he was showing up to their practices.
The basketball club. That includes the gang from before, right?
Yes. They all spent quite a bit of time with him.
समझ आ रहा भाई. बास्केट क्लब तक बात जा चुकी है और यहाँ पर बुलिंग पर्सन, यहाँ हम निपट चुके हैं इनसे. Them again the keep popping up for some reason. ए भाई जुड़ा हुआ है यहाँ.
I'll get out of your hair. I Appreciate your time, man. Sawa-sensei.
Just a minute.
भाई क्लियर नहीं बोल रही, और कुछ लीगल, कुछ जहाँ जॉब कर रही है शायद उसके प्रेशर में ही खुल के बोल नहीं पा रही।
Kaito-san, you there?
और ये
Tell me you're
बात तो
still on
सच है
campus.
कि लड़का बहुत अच्छा था भाई, इनोसेंट था, जो मतलब बदतमीजियों के शिकार हो गया वो।
You enjoy playing teacher's pet with Sawa-sensei?
You mean, did I enjoy getting eviscerated? That aside, I want to find those bullet...
So
Thanks.
और वो बच्चा भाई शिकार हो गया है स्कूल की बदतमीजियों बच्चों की वजह से, और पूछो मत भाई। और उसके बाद स्कूल ने अपना पल्ला झाड़ लिया है, ये बोल के जो रूमर फैले हुए थे, रूमर का नाम लिया और पल्ला झाड़ लिया अपना भाई, जबकि बहुत ज़्यादा गलत है। और अभी हम अगर इन बच्चों से पूछें कुछ, तो यहाँ पूछें क्या, यू हैव आई डिड ही इज़ द स्टेयरवेल राइट सो क्रॉस, ये तो कुछ नहीं बता रहे, डिस्कस चल रहा है इनका। तो अभी उसके बाप को, जिस लड़के का मर्डर हुआ था, उसके बाप को किसी झूठे मुकदमे में मेरे को लग रहा है पकड़ लिया गया है, और बहुत बड़ा उस हादसे के पीछे भाई बहुत बड़ी पावर है, इतना समझ लो बस। ये बात सच है, बहुत बड़ी पावर है, जिसकी वजह से उसके मर्डर को लेके कुछ लंबी बात नहीं हो पाई है, और कोई ना कोई उस क्राइम को छिपाने की कोशिश कर रहा है, सीधी कहने की बात ये है। और उसके पीछे बहुत बड़ा हाथ है भाई, बस इतना समझ लो, क्योंकि कोई भी नहीं बोल पा रहा, समझ रहे हो, कि जो हादसा हुआ है किसी बड़े रईसज़ादे की औलाद ने उसके साथ कुछ ना कुछ बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम की है। फाइनली हम पहुंच गए हैं भाई बास्केट क्लब के अंदर, यहाँ देखते हैं क्या कुछ मिलता है। ये तो वही लड़की है जिनकी जो लड़की को परेशान किया जा रहा था। हाँ वही है, वही है, वही वही है, वही। इससे हम पूछते हैं कुछ, क्या बोलती है क्या नहीं, शायद इसको कुछ पता हो। और ये चुपचाप भी रहती है, कहीं ना कहीं मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि इसको उस हादसे के बारे में कहीं ना कहीं कुछ सही पता है। हो सकता है ये उसकी लवर हो, मे बी पॉसिबल।
You're Koda-san from class 2 too, right? Basketball too? You have a second? I have some questions about a student teacher who taught classes here named Michoshiba.
डर गई भाई, डर गई भाई।
Yo, you read me talk?
तो
That posse of little shitheads just went strutting into the gym with some bats.
Kaito-san, can you at least try to warn me a little sooner next time?
Why? You worried?
आ गए भाई दोबारा से।
Why are you still here, asshole? Who the hell are you anyway?
भाई ये
Big for taking a cheap shot while my back
मेरे को यही बंदा लग रहा भाई।
Shady old fuck.
Coda! Hey, you been spilling anything to this guy?
I didn't say anything.
I'll fill you in. I was asking her about Michoshiba, a student teacher who disappeared from school not too long ago. You guys know him, right? The basketball club would.
Don't bother trying to talk to us like we're your fucking friends, asshole.
I want to bash your fucking skull in. You'll die before I tell you shit.
You wiped the floor with us yesterday. Only fair for you to take a handicap.
I don't mind at all. Sure. All good. But it's still gonna be pretty one-sided.
चलिए भाई दोबारा से इन बदतमीज बच्चों को सबक सिखाने की कोशिश करते हैं। भाई छोड़ने वाला नहीं, बहुत ताकत है अपने में। तेरा ये पट्टी भी मैंने लास्ट टाइम किया था इसको, यस, तोड़ दिया मुंह भाई। फाइनली ढेर कर चुके हैं हम इनको। फाइट करनी तो मस्त आ गई भाई मेरे को। तो इनके टिका दिए हमने घुटने। अभी बोल दो बदतमीजों कुछ अंदर की बातें।
You've got a lot of guts for your age, kid. But come on. You really need a better outlet for all that aggression.
Let me go!
Just what on earth is going on in here?
आ गई भाई शैतान की बच्ची।
Let's roll out.
I'm gonna do you a favor here and leave out the part about the bats.
Are you even listening?
Yes, ma'am. We were just horsing around a bit. Right?
Just horsing around is right.
ओके, दबा दिया है बात को।
You really are unbelievable. Why are you attacking defenseless students on their school property? How many times must I tell you to leave our school alone?
अलोन तो भाई मुश्किल है
asked
अभी।
me to be here.
Oh, good.
जब
Let's
तक
drag him into this.
पूरी
How should
बातों
our
का
chairman
जवाब ना मिल
explain
जाए
you to the
भाई तो
mob of
नहीं जाने
irate
वाला
parents
ये।
that will be at his door any second now? Don't worry, there's a very good reason we hired these ragtag detectives to spy on and beat up your kids.
Not the words I'd use.
If I hear anything else about you, anything, I'm going straight to the press. I'm under no obligation to cover for anyone. Oh, and your
भाई
attire
धमकी
is
दे रही है
atrocious.
प्रेस के लिए
When you show up at a school, at least try
इन्वेस्टिगेशन
to
को
look the
लेके।
part. Now go home.
You hear all
My-
that, Kaito-san? I have a funny feeling I'm not wanted here. Can I talk to the chairman real quick?
इस पे दबाव बनाना पड़ेगा।
She's made her point clear. Perhaps it's best you take your leave. After all, you've satisfied the bulk of my request.
Wait. Okay, how about this? You can hire me on as a teacher. That way, I can stay on campus no problem, right?
But you can't teach without a license. You don't happen to have one, do you?
No, but I do have a lawyer's badge. How's that for certification?
You're a lawyer? Well, that certainly is a respectable position, but it's not exactly a license to educate.
Can't we work something out?
I'm afraid something isn't specific enough.
भाई ये चेयरमैन भी दो तरह का गेम खेल रहा है भाई। एक तरफ बोल रहा है इन्वेस्टिगेशन करने के लिए, दूसरी तरफ इसके हाथ खींच रहा है।
A guidance counselor, perhaps.
उसकी टीचर की इतनी हिम्मत थोड़ी ना हो सकती है कि अगर ये
Do you happen to have a kung fu club?
एक सही व्यू में किसी की इन्वेस्टिगेशन हो रही है, किसी का क्राइम हुआ है, हादसा हुआ है, तो उसमें तो हर किसी को मतलब साथ देना चाहिए।
Already has an advisor assigned.
भाई कुछ तो लफड़ा बहुत बड़ा है भाई, पंगा है।
Me again. I say it's time we hightailed it out of here. No use sitting around on our asses, right?